Hi friends, Mickey Makers here and welcome to Out the Back Door. Today I am going to be showing you how I make my stuffing or my dressing, or I'll tell you the difference between the two in just a moment. So you may be wondering, what is the difference between stuffing and dressing? About the only difference is stuffing you put into the carcass of poultry, into a bird. Dressing, you put it in a pan and throw it into the oven and bake it. That's about the only difference. Your ingredients are the same. But it is the holiday seasons right now. You can do this for Thanksgiving, you can do this for Christmas. And what I'm going to be doing is getting my stuffing ready to put into my bird. I'm going to be doing up a turkey. And that is a very common food that is made for a family meal for the Thanksgiving or Christmas time dinner. And so I like buying them up when they're on sale, and because I go and I can them up. I can up turkey left and right. But anyway, that's another video. What I'm going to be showing you is my recipe for stuffing. I'm going to call it stuffing throughout the whole thing, if that's okay with you. It's a little bit different, and that's why I want to share it. So let's get going. First thing I want to do is I want to get my celery and my onion sauteed up in some butter. And yes, I'm making a large amount. If you can see, I went to the store and I don't buy these high-priced croutons or whatever. This just happens to be that these are seasoned dry bread. Came from the bakery. It works. It was inexpensive and it's going to do the job. So anyway, I am going to actually put in one whole stalk, not rib, but a whole stalk of celery. And I'm going to be using 2 sticks of butter. I like butter. Anyway, I'm also going to be using sausage in mine, breakfast sausage. And this happens to be Jimmy Dean, but it's a maple flavor. And later on when I put more ingredients in, you're going to see why I chose the maple flavor. So anyway, let me get chopping on this and I'm going to get it into the pan. Alright, I'm using a large pan here. And I'm just melting down the butter to start with. Now I've got approximately 1 medium size red onion. You can use white onion. It just happens to be that I grew red and yellow onions this year. And yellow lasts the longest for us. I mean, I can get them to last almost an entire year if I've grown that many. But I decided to grow some red ones this year. And they don't last as long. So I am going to be using that in our stuffing mix. And I'm just going to be sauteing that. Alright, as I said, I went and I chopped up the celery. Get that in here also. Now as far as seasoning, I'm not really going to add anything. You could put a little bit of salt and pepper in here, but being I bought the seasoned bread for the croutons or whatever, and the Jimmy Dean sausage is seasoned already and everything, I'm not going to be adding extra of that. Alright, I'm going to let this saute. Alright, these aren't really soft right now, but I am going to add my sausage in here because I want all of these flavors to melt together. And I'm using 2 pounds of breakfast sausage. Like I said, I'm using the maple flavor. And I'm just going to kind of break that up. As you can see, the sausage is pretty well browned up, but now with the grease from the sausage and that 2 sticks of butter that I put in, you'd think I'd have some liquid in here, and there's not a whole lot. Well, to mix it up with those dried breadcrumbs, we're going to need liquid. So you can put water in if you want, but I'm going to choose to use, I've got turkey bone broth that I did with my last turkey. Anytime that I roast a turkey, I take the carcass and I do bone broth. So I'm going to dump 2 pints in. because I want this to start heating up. All right, and I'll continue simmering this so that everything is heated thoroughly through. And once we get to that point, I'll show you my next step. All right, everything came to a boil, so it's good and hot. The next thing I'm going to do is, I've got a very large bowl here, as you can see, and I'm going to dump all my croutons into here. Now, I am going to be stuffing a 23 pound bird. So I'll get a lot of stuffing in there, and then the rest, like I said, I'll do as dressing. A couple more things that I'm going to be adding to make this special. I'm going to put some craisins in there. That's why I said that I use the maple flavored Jimmy Dean sausage in there. So I'm going to be sprinkling craisins, dried cranberries. I can get the top off. Oh, yeah. Vacuum seal all my stuff. All right, for the amount I'm doing, I had about 2 cups in there, about a half a quart, so I dumped the whole thing in. And I'm also going to be putting in chopped pecans, I don't care how you say them. I put in approximately a cup. You know, if you follow me, I don't measure a whole lot. I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And of course, the craisins and the nuts go to the bottom. I'm going to be pouring over my sausage mix here. Ooh, want to get all that goodness out. And I'm going to get this up onto the cutting board because that's still really hot. Okay, and now I'm just going to be mixing this up. Okay, this is mixing up really well, but if you do notice that some of the breadcrumbs, croutons, whatever you've got in there are dry, you don't want soggy, but you do want it moist. You can add a little bit of hot water at a time to it. And this is looking really good right now. So if you want to do this as a dressing, like I said, just put it in a pan and put it in the oven. What I do is, even though we've got a lot of butter in here, I will spray my pan, and so it's easier to clean up. And then just dump that in there, and I kind of pack it down a little bit, not really tight. And then I'll put like foil over it, and I'll put it in the oven for like 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'll check on it. And being everything is cooked, it's just that we're heating it up more, and it's going to dry out a little bit, but that's why we want it covered so that we don't totally dry it out. That's another thing. When you go and stuff a turkey and you pull the stuffing out, it's always super moist. And when you're doing the dressing, it's a little bit more on the dry side. I mean, not bad, but it's not as clumped together, you know. All right. So this is what my mix looks like, my stuffing mix. And like I said, I am going to be stuffing my bird with it, but I will show you all of that when I take care of my bird on the next video. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give this recipe a try because it really is good. And I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and share. And if you have any comments, please leave it below. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.